Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, Kevin Lopez from Personal Tutors once again bringing to you a beautiful poem written by Mr. T.S. Eliot. We have been listening, we have been reading, we have been reciting quite a number of poems by T.S. Eliot, who has been an elegant poet and a renowned author of numerous plays, stories and poems. Here, the famous poem by T.S. Eliot is Macavity, the Mystery Cat. Macavity, Macavity. That's a beautiful line that the poem starts with. We'll go ahead and have a line-to-line brief for such poem, beautifully depicted. It's just saying that, do you have a pet? And if that pet is a cat, have you ever noticed it? Have you ever observed it? Here comes T.S. Eliot by exclaiming and explaining us beautifully the true nature of the cat. The line goes as, Macavity is a mystery cat, he's called the hidden paw, for he's the master criminal who can defy the law. Wow, beautifully exclaimed. The beauty of Victorian era poets was the poems that they wrote, they composed, were having a beautiful rhyme. Can you just connect the words like the hidden paw, defy the law? These rhymes actually get us involved in the poem and beautifully inscribes the joy that we could listen out anytime, may it be childhood, may it be our adulthood, the adolescence or the old age, my friends. It's the rhymes that exclaim and beautify the poem usually. We have been reading, we have been briefing quite numerous, the narratives, the sonnets, the saddened feelings, the dreams, and this here is imagination. So as I said, Macavity is a mystery cat, he's called the hidden paw, for he's the master criminal who can defy the law. Macavity is a cat. Usually cats belong to the cat familia and they've got hidden paws. If you check out a pet of yours, they usually have nails coming out of them, but during the talks about the cats, they've got the hidden paws that only come out when they're about to strike. Exactly, my friends, that's what we are explaining over here. The Macavity is a cat that has got a hidden paw and he's got the quickness that he can defy the law. The next line goes ahead. He's the bafflement of Scotland Yard, the flying Scots despair, for when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. Wow. Scotland Yard. The biggest agency usually, my friends, the biggest detective agency, the crime search agency in the United Kingdoms is the Scotland Yard. It's called that the percentage of Scotland Yard's success is 99.9%. Can you believe it? Yet it's the bafflement of Scotland Yard. Macavity is never found at the crime spot. He's never found at the scene of crime, and thus he's called the bafflement of Scotland Yard. Macavity, Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. He's broken even human law. He breaks the law of gravity. The poet here speaks about the lunginess, the launches that a cat usually does. We can find a cat jumping away and running out in despair that no other animal can usually show. So thus he says that he even defies the law of gravity. Hence the next lines are, his powers of levitation would make a fakir stare, and when you reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. Usually T.S. Eliot wrote his poems during the British era, the pre-independence era of India, and the word fakir usually comes as a man who used to perform certain tricks, giving it a magic shade. Thus he resembles or recollects the word fakir, that even the fakir would be despaired knowing about Macavity's leaps and jumps that defy the law of gravity. So thus he compares properly that even the fakirs found in India who prove themselves to be magicians would be astonished at the magic that Macavity creates. You may seek him in the basement, you may look up in the air, but I'll tell you once and once again, Macavity is not there. No matter where the poet searches for Macavity, the cat, he searches it for the basement, he searches it at the roof, but Macavity is never to be found. Macavity is a ginger cat. He's very tall and thin. You would know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in. There are quite numerous cats, my friends. There are Persian cats, there are Arabians, there are Chinese, there are Polynese. Macavity is a ginger cat. Ginger cat usually are cats with long whiskers, long eyebrows, usually found in the alleys in the United Kingdom. It's a cat who usually lives upon the leftovers and the food usually given by people around. Thus, Macavity belongs to the genre of a ginger cat. He's tall, he's thin. Remember Tom and Jerry? Exactly, my friends. That's what Macavity looks like. The perfect Tom, the depiction of Tom. His brow is deeply lined with thought. His head is highly doomed. As I said, it gives us a sign of the grudge. If you imagine, that's what the poet compares with Macavity, the mystery cat. His coat is dusty from neglect, his whiskers are uncombed. He sways his head from side to side with movements like a snake. Since Macavity is just an ordinary cat roaming around in the alley, his whiskers are dusty because he would be barging his mouth to the leftovers or whisking out anywhere, and his coat is uncombed. That is, usually people in the United Kingdom keep pets, and they do have cats as well, my friends. They possess a serenity of having a cat in the house, and they do treat them as a house member. Yet here, Macavity is explained to be a normal cat who's not being addressed or being taken care by anyone. Rather, the poor cat is left on his own. Thus, it's Macavity whose plight is also observed in the poem, my friends. Macavity, there's no one like Macavity, for he is fiend in a feline shape, a monster of depravity. You may meet him in the by street, you may see him in the square, but when the crime's discovered, Macavity isn't there. Beautifully lines to end up the poem, my friends. It's said that he's a fiend in the shape of a feline, my friends. Explained beautifully by the poet that a feline is a beauty defined, yet he's a fiend. He's unpredictable. He just goes ahead and claws ahead. Ever seen a cat hunting, my friends? I have one at my place. I've seen him hunt for the rats and the moles. I've seen the cat go ahead and attack like a tigress and come back, yet showing no sign of despair. Thus the poet compares Macavity as a creature who just goes ahead and commits a crime, whilst you never know that it was Macavity out there. Let's go ahead and have a few question and answers for this very poem. The first question goes, is Macavity a cat really? If not, who can Macavity be? Well, Macavity is not a cat really depicted in the poem. Macavity is a fugitive that T.S. Eliot has beautifully encompassed in this poem, my friends. Let me explain to you a fact about Jack the Ripper. T.S. Eliot was a poet who usually composed poems in a humorous way so that it would bring to the notice the current affairs going on at his era. He usually mocks the Scotland Yard, the detective agencies, the crime agencies about not being able to catch a culprit, a fugitive. Thus, the summary of the poem is clearly said by me, my friends, that Macavity the mystery cat is a fugitive that even the Scotland Yard or the detective agencies during that era were not able to find. And T.S. Eliot, my friends, beautifully has composed and critically analyzed and pointed the agencies for not being able to catch the fugitive. Now the next question is, a cat I'm sure could walk on a cloud without coming through. That is Jules Verne. Which law is Macavity breaking? The light and the comment share. Wow. Jules Verne, my friend, another beautiful author. The lines taken by him, a cat I'm sure could walk on a cloud without coming through. That is the cat so light on his paws, so smooth, running around. He could just go ahead and bang, jump over the cloud without falling off. Thus, he's the breaker of the law of gravity. That's what Macavity is and is perfect in doing, my friends. In stanza 3, describe Macavity in 2 or 3 sentences of your own. Well, the third stanza, we come to know about the depravity of Macavity, that is the cat that is being neglected, not touched. Thus, he's got deep brows, sunken eyes, dusty whiskers, untouched coat. This shows that Macavity is not being taken care by anyone, yet he is surviving on his own. We can link it to the fugitive over here. T.S. Eliot shares a hint of despair about the warehouse, about the whereabouts, and the wisdom of the fugitive as well. He does not acclaim him to be a proper fugitive, but yes, he also thinks about the plight of the person involved. Macavity is a fictional character, my friends, yet it's a depiction of a fugitive not being able to develop socially, yet dejected by the society. It's just the true and false now. We have a few questions. Having read the poem, try to guess whether the poet is fond of cats. If so, why does he call Macavity a fiend and a monster? Yes, I can find T.S. Eliot fond of cats. He has inscribed a fugitive in the character of a cat and exclaimed about his qualities of running away from the law, defying the law of gravity, being a fiend in the shape of a feline, thus giving out a shady nature. Since T.S. Eliot was a very good, liker of a cat, thus he was looking forward to engrave the role of the fugitive in the cat. So this was a certain brief about the poem Macavity, the Mystery Cat. If you've got some more questions, you can definitely go ahead and comment us below. We would go ahead and reply you as we receive them. We would also let you know more about us. If you press the button about us, you can subscribe our channel. You can also go ahead and have a more depicted qualitized version of the videos online, and you can definitely get the data in pen drives as well. You can subscribe to my channel and you can search me by Kevin Lopez, personal tutor from Indore, and you can get many numerous videos given by me, the briefs, the explanations and much more on request. Signing off today, friends. Thank you very much.